Join me as you and I you take a journey to become better writers together and geek out. Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Written Writ Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ. And of course, we have our friend Rob Longo and Eva, and they're here to talk about a beautiful little movie that we've all worked together on. And I can't wait to bring it to you guys and show you on the Indiegogo. So, Rob, why don't you just start this whole thing off and give them the spiel?
All right, the spiel. We are in the midst of finishing our first horror movie, The Husband, that takes place in our Horrorverse, The Grove. And we're trying to raise funds to finish up the movie. You know, get permits and certain things for certain big finale ending kind of stuff.
All the good stuff.
We're almost there.
And I gotta admit, like, I really enjoyed this whole process, and I enjoyed the stories you guys have been telling me on how all this happened. And I guess Eva will go to you because I feel like this started with your drawing.
Yeah, it started with the Polish mythology that people actually don't know too much about it, because it was like, we are very Christian country, so
Right.
it was not too much known, and right now it's a big comeback. So I was reading some stuff, and I was inspired by Topielnica. That was the water creature in Polish mythology. So I was getting my own idea how she should look like, and after that I showed the picture to Rob, and just started. The idea started, and we have it, and we have a movie.
It always amazes me how the creative process is. Sometimes the littlest thing will get the juices flowing. And especially as a writer, it's so simple sometimes to like get going. I don't know about finishing and continuing, but get going sometimes is so simple. Even though some people do have an issue with getting going.
True. Yeah, a good writing prompt or a visual prompt sometimes can go, at least spark it. But to go all the way through and almost be at the finish line like we are, we're pretty happy.
And we are happy because we get a lot of good people there. Casey, oh my goodness, she spent with us hours before we start the process, when we find out what kind of mask we want on our creature, how she should look like finally. And of course, we need to stay with the budget. So that is some limitation there, but she did an awesome job. We were really pleased with her.
There was 3 months of pre-production just on the creature alone.
Yeah.
Meeting with Casey, her, Eva doing more concept art sketches for it, Casey doing sketches.
Yeah.
It just kept going. Eventually, we got to a point exactly where we wanted it, and everybody
was happy with the results.
It's so funny because I know people out there always think that movies just happen. I'm not sure why they think that, because they can see that there's a process that happens. But sometimes for a movie to go from conception to finish, sometimes it's years. So if you're lucky to get it done in a smaller amount of time than that, it's amazing. So, and what you're saying here, you guys have been working on this for a while now.
We are actually since May last year, yes.
Yeah, it's been a little over a year now.
Yeah, and we started with the prosthetic, yes, and entire face.
Yeah, we started with the monster.
Yeah, we started with the monster, and after that it was just.
As we can see right there in the Indiegogo, because I think you guys picked the perfect picture to show off the monster. Well, it's a picture for us because the video stopped. So what made you decide? Because I know we had this discussion. On the side we had this discussion, but what made you decide to go with Indiegogo?
I've used Indiegogo before for my documentary, Pirates of the Airwaves.
Right.
And had success with it. I find that Indiegogo is not that crowded when it comes to films.
Right.
Kickstarter, there's a lot of stuff on there for films. Seed and Spark, of course, is there. And, I love telling stories. So we're finishing this movie no matter what. So I didn't want to do a Kickstarter that was a do or die. We reach our goal, and if we don't, nothing happens. No, we're making this movie. If we fall short, which I hope we don't, of our goal, we're still going to fulfill all of our perks, we promised. So Indiegogo for us.
It makes sense to me. And you guys are doing pretty well because you are at 49%.
Yeah. Not even at the halfway mark yet.
We are happy.
Yes.
And it's funny because some of that came in today because I was on earlier and it wasn't there.
Yeah. Every day I try to, promote it a little bit more and more. And, it gets traction here and there in different places. So it's been good. And thanks to everyone who's already contributed is much appreciated and very energizing, and encouraging at the beginning of any campaign like this.
And you feel better because, you will nothing happened there. You will be, oh my gosh, nobody likes to watch that horror or something. You will take personally. And right now we are like, oh, it's happening. So yeah, we're pleased.
I love what you've been doing with the little videos. I know it's all inside of the big video right now, right? But you've been releasing the little videos and trying to show people bits and pieces and the people involved with it. I think it's a good way to go.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very blessed with the cast and crew. Has been awesome and very much behind and believing in the project. So they were happy to do the additional videos, of behind the scenes and even just for the Indiegogo itself.
Yeah. We have a lot of behind the scenes, but we don't know if you want to show everything in one time because we have really cool. Actually, you have the one with us when you actually dance with the creatures. Will be next one.
People are gonna be like, wait, Ralph danced with who? See, if you help the movie fund, if you help the movie get there, you'll see special videos like that.
Yeah, we have plenty of the behind the scenes, so everybody will be happy to see himself, in the different, not only in the actor way that whatever was prepared, it is some surprises.
I gotta admit, as being part of the crew, it's been a fun experience, and sometimes some people don't gel, but I feel like the crew really, like you were saying before, gelled behind the scenes. They feel like a family. They all want this to succeed. That's what you want. You want that passion, in your movies because that comes out, that seeps out of the project.
Absolutely, we were absolutely happy with the crew because crew and actors, everybody gave it everything what they had, and we really happy with them because the when you watch it later, we have some things that done is look awesome. We are so proud.
And we feel bad for any cast that we end up killing off in the movie. So how are we going to use them again? We want to use them again.
Exactly.
We're writers, though. We can figure it out. Come on.
we will find out the way.
So tune in, folks, and see how we bring them back, if we bring them back. Hey.
Yeah, if somebody has ideas,
we're open to suggest.
We are open. Text under the video today. How to bring back the character.
Hey, it could be a zombie story.
Who knows? Who knows what can be next?
Oh, wait, I'm writing this down.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can see somebody doesn't believe in what's happening in the Grove, and the Grove comes after them.
Grove, has a lot of possibilities and a lot of stories, so we will continue.
I know we have this conversation again on the side, Rob, but I love the idea that you sat there and you said, I'm going to make a universe. I'm not just making one horror movie. I'm making a universe. And I have to say, being on the set, you start to see the bits and pieces that will probably be somewhere else. And I feel like, folks, I'm not giving away too much, but if you watch the movie and you pay attention, you'll see something that might be coming up.
Yeah, the seeds are planted in this first movie already, for sure.
Oh, definitely. And I love the conversation we had where you created this as a horrorverse. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Sure. So I grew up in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Early. I'm 52, so early '80s was my young pre-adolescent, adolescent years growing up in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. And Cedar Grove, I've said it before, is a wonderful town. It had everything when I was growing up: a comic book store, a movie theater, an insane asylum. Some deep woods, and some
insane asylum. That is the ground in Cedar Grove.
An old cemetery. So and we used to ride. It was I have to say, a very Stranger Things childhood. When your parents didn't want you home, they wanted you out on your BMX bicycle. You had to come home when the street lights came on for dinner, and you couldn't miss dinner. And that was my childhood, and it was wonderful. But
I gotta admit, walking around that neighborhood as we've been filming this, I can see why you love your neighborhood so much. I can see why you decided to make it a part of the movie, a character in the movie, because it's such a beautiful location. There's so many beautiful people. I gotta admit, it's just, you feel it, and it's right. I agree with you. I feel like it feels like that Stranger Things type of place. The location becomes a character in the movie.
But we are cheat a little bit with location, because we went to the different places, and we still
a lot of the interiors are in Cedar Grove.
Yep.
The exteriors are not in Cedar Grove.
Yeah. But it's okay.
That's how it is.
Moving magic, people. It's moving magic.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the cafe it's a great place. I love that place. Oh my god, it's already a character in itself.
It is. It is. Yeah. So anybody wanna feel the vibes, come to see the bean.
Oh yeah, I suggest you guys go, especially if you are interested in this. If you go to the location, you'll get the feel of the movie before you even see the movie.
Yep. Exactly. And also the one Crystal Store in Montclair, also
Blue Lotus. Yeah. Now we lucked out location-wise. I mean, Blue Lotus in Montclair was a great location, a beautiful store. And we got to run to the place one day to shoot, and that was amazing.
That was amazing.
We have some spirits there because of the camera turned off.
Ah, that's right.
The
spirit crew.
Not sure what was going on there.
They were trying to be in the camera. They were trying to direct.
In Lodi, that was an amazing location for us. Thanks to Victor Nurse, the owner of it. The Sterling Hill Mineral Museum.
Oh my God, that was
where they shot some scenes from Zoolander. It was amazing.
Yeah, we were impressed with that location. Yeah, I think you were with us in that actually.
Yeah, I was there for the. Oh my God, that place, dude! It was beautiful, and the shots that we took in there were amazing.
Yeah, we have some creature walking. It's creepy. It's creepy, yeah. But it's what we want in the horror. So yeah, exactly. And what else we have it there? We have it there. Camp was also.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Joanna.
Yes, yeah. That was beautiful too.
That was really beautiful.
Oops, somebody.
Sorry.
Somebody was looking for the location.
I didn't want to get names wrong.
Oh my God, dude! I love that camp. That camp was just really beautiful, and that's in that camp they do a lot of LARPing, right?
Yes. One of the longest running LARPs in the country, definitely in New Jersey. Lair was running there for a long time, owned by Chrissy and Joe, who are also in the movie.
Yeah. And
Chrissy actually designed the dress of our creature, the Lulu Longo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and the loose wheel bicycle shop in Cedar Grove.
Yes,
can't forget the bicycle shop.
We use whoever we knew.
Whoever was willing.
And whoever was
and it's great because, in that neighborhood, there's definitely a sense of community and an artist community where everyone really wanted to be involved and was happy to help. And, you know, we're blessed to have it in Cedar Grove like that and around there in New Jersey.
Definitely, definitely. Dude, I love the locations. The locations become characters in the movie itself. They actually enhance the movie. These locations really put you in a certain place.
Yes, because you don't have the one location and it's in some point starting to be bored. Yes,
Mhm.
so you have couple of.
Yeah, it becomes a living place. You
Exactly.
know, a place fictionally you believe in because
Yeah.
it's all interconnected, and you're like, oh wow, that's the tarot reading store from the first movie.
Exactly.
That's the character that was in the cafe in the first movie,
Yeah.
sitting across from them.
Exactly. Seeds, man. Seeds.
Seeds all over, sprinkled.
I just love that. The fact that there's just all these bits and pieces, and if you're paying attention, you'll see them. And
Yes.
dudes, you know, if I remember right, let me show this off a little bit while we're talking here. You have a bunch of like beautiful places you can jump on. You got the husband DVD for $30. You got being a patron of honor for $5. So if you can't afford the 30, you can do the 5.
Yeah, I always want to put forth that, you know, I understand people's financial
Mhm.
positions are different at different times. Maybe you can contribute a little bit. Every little bit helps, certainly. And also, if you can't contribute, sharing the campaign is incredibly valuable also.
Watching the movie is the most.
That is important. Watching the movie is completely important.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
there's one perk there that we offer that is like an atlas of the Grove, and I hope we get to make that one because that one is going to have, you know, all the locations for all the movies in it and all the seeds for the movies that are out and coming out.
I gotta admit, like I've seen Indiegogos for movies, and you don't get this much stuff. I can tell you that much. You know, a sticker pack, the digital download for the movie is $20. That's not bad. You can actually be a part of the movie premiere night.
Yes, and it's going to be at Cedar Bean at one of the shooting locations.
Yes.
There you go, folks.
Yep. Very good coffee.
Yes.
Scented candle, T-shirt, DVD, digital download. Woo! You're giving packages here. Here's the Grove history book.
Yes.
Painted 3D printed statue. Nice. The movie poster. The limited edition action figure. Dude.
Yes, we're doing a limited edition action figure, and it's kind of like, you know, a limited number, like an art kind of action figure, not so much
Right.
like a playable toy, but a collectible. And we're going to do a limited run of every creature from every movie we're doing.
Right.
So this one, the
Lunga.
it's a running joke that I can never pronounce any of the
It's
names.
funny because before it was the Topielnica, but we were like, oh, it is not 100% similar to mythology creatures,
Right.
so let's call it the different. And it doesn't help because I don't know which one is easier to say, Topielnica or Lala Lunga.
Lala Lunga.
I'll say it.
I see Tony has joined us as well.
Hey, how's it going?
Little by little, everybody's coming in. Dude, I can't believe you guys got an action figure. And it's only $100. That's not that bad. Ah, that's right. I forgot you were doing the tarot card set.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And you guys want this tarot card set. It looks really nice. A working prop typewriter. Whoa.
Yeah, so that's a one of one. I recently added it. It's the typewriter in the beginning of the movie, and every one of our horror movies starts with a very similar scene. And as the years go by within the Horrorverse, the typewriter on the desk changes to a more modern.
I like that.
So that's
I like that. That's a good idea, dude. And you know, if you don't see this type of typewriter anymore.
Yeah,
and that one works.
That's double. So you're paying a good amount for a nice antique, and it works.
Yes.
And of course, producer credit on the DVD for $300. Executive producer credit for $500. And look at this, a role in the next film for 500. You're really going out there.
Yeah. And no stone unturned. I mean, whatever level you want to get involved in it, it's there for you. And we appreciate anyone who contributes at any level.
And I can see what you're looking for is that interaction with the audience as well. You want to make them as big as part of the movie as you can.
Yes, and excited about it. So that is what we want.
Well, I know I'm excited about it.
Very important.
It really, like, I really enjoyed the whole process. I enjoyed Rob's story. I enjoyed talking behind the scenes about all the bits and pieces that you're putting together. I feel like it really showcases that the writer's process, because you have this one bit, but it's a bigger piece of a bigger tapestry, sort of say, so but you're working with this one piece. How do you not show too much?
I think it's just a matter of selection, what to show and what not to show, and what to reveal and when, and you always, I don't want to say it's like leading, somebody with breadcrumbs, but
Right.
It is a little bit like that. Maybe more a Hansel and Gretel like, but you don't put them in the oven right away.
I have to admit, like, I know some writers have trouble with that. They have trouble with either they reveal too much or they don't give you enough.
Yeah,
Because,
I think certainly with movies, one of the best rules to follow is show, don't tell.
Right.
Don't fall into this exposition trap dialogue-wise. If your character is explaining too much about the world, the surrounding, or whatever, then they're not watching a movie anymore.
Right.
The audience isn't watching a movie, so you've got to show more than tell, or do a little both. Is fine also. We're good at showing and not so much the telling, hopefully.
That always annoys me when I watch a movie and then someone says, "So I logged on into the internet." I can see you logging onto the internet. I don't know. Really?
Yeah, you don't have to telegraph things. Like it's a visual medium. We're there to see what happens. Let it happen. Let us see it. You don't have to put up the road sign like, "I am logging onto the internet this morning."
Yeah.
Just have the sun come up in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Have them with a cup of coffee that they just poured, and then they get on their laptop. I get it.
Yeah. If you wanted that, you buy the audiobook.
Right. Totally different.
You want somebody to tell you the book, you buy the audiobook. There you go. Come on, folks. He walks to the computer. He logs in. And I agree with you. I feel like sometimes, especially like recently in movies, it's like they lead you so that you can see what's going on. And I don't think the audience is really liking that too much. I think they're fighting back on it.
I think that's the great thing about horror movie fans is they are highly intelligent and they do not need to be led by the hand. They understand the genre, they understand the storytelling and the visual cues within the movie. They're a very smart audience.
I always see that. Just like I have a lot of friends who are horror fans, so I like horror too, but I haven't seen as many movies. But I see it from the outside that they always have the argument that there are always people like, "Oh, it's horror. Why can't you just like everything?" It's like, yo, man, just because it's fits in the genre doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean we have to like it.
Exactly.
You can critically, you can, judge it just like any other medium, So.
Completely agree. And I feel like everybody keeps trying to gel all the different things together. Before everything was separated nicely. Sometimes you have things that will cross over, but I feel like now it's like everything has to be everything. If it's a horror movie, it has to be everything. If it's an action movie, it has to be everything.
Right.
And you sit there going, it's a horror movie. Let me enjoy the horror.
If I wanted that, I'd watch or read Ready Player One.
Exactly. But I feel like the industry feels like that's what the audience wants. And I feel like the old way of telling stories seems to be going out the window because the industry believes that the audience, which is what makes it funny to me. It's not the audience telling the industry. It's the industry going, I don't care what the audience says. This is what they want.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the market is is two levels. You have, you know, the typical Hollywood studio doing what they want, and then you have, you know, indie filmmakers like myself and many others who, you know, are hopefully telling the stories that everyone, you know, that their fans want to hear.
And that's what we want to see. And that's why we like indies so much, is because, you know, those are the ones that they get to, you know, you get to have fun with it, get to do something different, and get to like
be creative there.
Exactly. And that's what you want, people. You want people exploring. You want people doing things. You know, you don't want to
ask me earlier, you know, why Indiegogo. I had thought of doing a Patreon, since this is a long haul project of the Grove and the Horrorverse. But I thought, for, you know, as much as I would love like a robust Patreon community, it doesn't happen overnight at all. No. And, you know, this Indiegogo and this first movie kind of hopefully plants the seed for that later on down the line, but we'll see.
I can agree there. I feel like as you start to build, then you can go, okay, now that we built a little bit, let's do this Patreon, and since you guys have been with us here, we'll give you special things on the Patreon, which also helps you out.
And even already, I mean, I'm so happy that, you know, some people chose to be a producer, an executive producer.
Yeah.
You know, one horror movie actress, she wants to be in the next movie, so she contributed on that level. Like, you know, that does my artist ego very well. Like, wow, people actually like our stuff. I love it. They want to be involved. They want to be in it. It's exciting.
And it says a lot that you guys are almost at 50%. You know, that already tells you something. And you guys got 16 days to go. Come on, folks. We want to get them there. We want to get them funded. We want to get them more than enough money to start this Horrorverse off right. To get things going, to get things moving. The more money you give, especially to, you know, any of these crowdfunders type of things, the better it makes it for the creator to do what they need to do. And like I always say, nobody's making money off of Indiegogo or Kickstarter or any of that stuff. You know, all this does is it's make projects happen.
Yeah, this helps us do it right. And when I say do it right, it helps us feed the cast and crew, pay the cast and crew for their hard, wonderful work. You know, get the permits that we need, and, you know, some of the supplies we need. Exactly. Nobody's retiring off of this. You are literally helping the budget to make the movie, to make the story we want to tell. And we thank you for it.
Exactly.
By offering awesome perks.
And that definitely, dude, that's some great perks. If you ever wanted to be in a movie, there you go, boom, $500.
You want to be actor? Next movie, there you go.
It's a nice way to like go, I'm definitely in this movie.
I already reached out to her, and I was like, you know, what kind of part do you want to play in the next movie? Because I am more than happy to write it.
I feel like, especially what you're doing with this, you know, these stories that you're putting together, it kind of lends itself to be able to do stuff like that. And I feel like it also makes you get creative if you get enough of these people coming in.
Yes.
And that's what we want.
Yep. And we have another one in mind.
Yeah, as soon as this Indiegogo is over and we finish this movie, we're going to start pre-production for the next movie already, because our goal is to do at least one horror movie every year going forward.
Nice. That's a good schedule.
So
yeah.
So if we're looking at just so the audience knows, how many movies do you think will be part of this verse? At least right now.
5 right now, for sure.
5 right now.
And they're all pretty much written. So I think I just need to go through the script. You know, I sent Casey and Eva 2 of the movie scripts recently for them to look over. I'll rewrite them once we get into pre-production. And then we're going to choose one.
Which one, yeah.
And we're just going to, you know, hit it running again.
That's pretty cool. So does this movie suggest which direction it's going next, or right now it's still up in the air?
Suggest? No, I don't think.
If we choose that one movie, there are a lot of seeds for one of the movies in The Husband. There's like a few little seeds if we choose the other one as the second movie. So we'll see.
You have it, folks. More stuff to look out for. More stuff to look out for. I feel like we're giving enough clues without throwing everything away.
I know. It's so hard not to spoil it on. Like,
Oh,
look at this scene. It's right there.
I feel like as creators, that's the part we try hard not to do is because we get so excited. We want to tell everybody, oh, dude, you got to see this, or dude, you wait till you see. Oh, are you having? I know that's why they make fun of Tom Holland and the rest of the guys because they'll go on and they'll spoil certain things. But it's not that easy to keep these secrets.
No, but I gotta say, like, our cast and crew has been very good because we've been good about collecting a lot of behind the scenes photos and videos, and everybody has been chomping at the bit to start posting. I'm like, no, we can't start posting it until at least we start the Indiegogo campaign.
Exactly.
We wanted to start it months ago, but we started it when we started it. And now, now I'm like, release the Dogs of War. Go ahead, release the photos and the videos, and just make sure you link it appropriate. So
it's like being a politician. You have to answer questions without answering the question.
Yes. That's where I announced I'm going to run for mayor. The Grove and the Horrorverse. I should be the mayor. That's my cameo. That'd be awesome.
I heard that. This is what you're announcing. Okay. So are you going to be? Is Cedar Grove going to be the place where you're the mayor or the governor or?
I might have to write that. Actually, it's pretty funny.
So there you go. You have to put that right now because you will be in the next movie. So you have to pay yourself right now.
Hey man, you can go all political, man. You can make a nice villain of the politician.
I was in North Carolina like a little while ago, and I had a friend over there that he decided to, he just decided to run for office and got death threats. He was like, "What?" And he backed out. I was like, "What? Death threats? Really?" I'm like, small towns
now.
Yeah, well, small towns it gets worse. Like everybody knows everybody. I'm like, who are you coming over here to try to take office?
I don't think politics in this day and age are an easy road. I'd rather stick with making movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like politics are movies now. It's turned into entertainment. I'm waiting for the Coliseum to show up.
We're constantly fed a different narrative depending on what side you align yourself to at any one point. And I think the country's getting sick of being force fed these narratives.
Oh, definitely. I completely agree.
Level. I think if all of us got together to solve the top 5 problems in the United States or the world, we could probably figure out a plan within a month and solve all, because we wouldn't have that politics and that ridiculous Game of Thrones like power play.
That's all it is now. Yeah.
Prioritize and solve things as they should.
That's all it is now. It's all turned into a Game of Thrones, and you sit there watching all the players trying to take each other out without taking each other out. I keep waiting for somebody to go red wedding on everybody else.
But really, who's the power in Game of Thrones anyway? It's the bank anyway.
Exactly. Oh man, life is a horror movies. That's why you should support horror movies, because we're talking about these. It's gotten to the point now where I feel like scaring people means showing them reality.
Yeah, well, I mean that's an interesting question because who's the monster?
Exactly.
Is it the La Lunga? Or is it something else? What's the subtext behind it all?
You can find a couple of monsters in that movie.
Yes, for sure.
I have to admit, I love what you're doing there, and people, if you're paying attention, keep paying attention.
Yeah.
This movie is way more depth than you guys think it is, and by the time we finish it, it should be really interesting to see what it turns into.
So, Ralph, I have to ask you, what do you prefer, being a crew member or a cast member? Because as anyone knows, going into an indie film, if you're a crew member, at any moment you could end up being a cast member because they need you to be.
That's how it works. Yeah.
So cast or crew.
I love being in the crew. I like if I end up on the camera, it doesn't bother me, but I don't want to be on the camera from the get-go. I'd rather be on the crew, helping it happen.
Well, you're a tremendous help, especially at that lake and that screenshot right there.
I'm surprised
thumbnail.
I don't see you.
Yeah, I know where he is in that.
Yeah, I was looking and I was like, I don't see me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so much fun filming that. That lake is so beautiful.
It was super, super cool. And actually, I remember, I don't know if it's spoiled, but the situation was when we throw the bag there with clothes and looks like the floating body, yes, and everybody was happy that we have a shot.
The shot's great. Oh wait, we can get it back. We can't leave it in there.
And looks like definitely somebody throw the body to the lake. So we have it. Ivo jumped in that water.
Oh, that surprised the heck out of me when he just jumped in to go get her.
So we have plenty of situation like that we didn't think that also the other one was the very, very bloody show and scene and we didn't pay attention and we have to repaint the entire place because it gets on the wall and supposed to be very easy to clean. It wasn't.
I always say it's very easy to clean.
Yeah, it was absolutely disaster to clean it. I have to say.
That's right. So the State Farm office in Cedar Grove, owned by Edwin Mota. I think so. Terrible name. Sorry, Edwin. He let us shoot in his new office space before he moved in. So big shout out to him if he's watching us.
Yeah.
And we did make a mess of the place.
Yes, and he actually, thanks God, wasn't moved in yet, so he repainted.
He repainted it.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, man, that's one of the worries when you're on locations, especially such beautiful locations.
Yeah, I mean, because the rule is, filmmaking, and there are a couple of good rules to stick by. One of them is you always try to leave a location the way you found it. Never in worse shape. So
exactly. Completely. And it's funny because it's one of those things you got to watch out for as crew, to make sure things don't go too overboard or too bad, or you can fix whatever has gone bad.
Safety first.
Did you go through a process for scouting for the location, or did you just know right away this is where I'm gonna make the movie? Or
do you want the truth? You want the truth? Yeah, you want the truth, or you want the indie filmmaker?
This is live. It's whichever you want, man.
No, actually, location came to us.
A lot of locations came to us just very organically. And I would say a few locations.
We just love it.
Eva was like, "Do we have a location for this? We're shooting it in 2 days." I'm like, something will work out. And it worked out.
Yeah.
It did. It actually did.
We love it. Like some places we are actually frequently there, so it's why we wanted to
spread the love.
Spread the love. Like the Crystal store in Montclair is
a favorite spot of ours.
The coffee place also, it is,
I wrote the movie there.
Yeah, and the insurance place, you can
next
get
door.
Insurance, yes. So
definitely a community.
I feel like Rob, you're actually living the dream that every writer has had, where they're actually in their own place, doing the movie the way they wanted to do, or the way they imagined it, because this is what you do. You imagine it in your neighborhood most of the times. But you're actually living the dream of, this is where I imagined it, and this is where I'm filming it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very lucky to do that, I have to say.
Yeah, and
that it's all worked out.
Definitely will use again in some locations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because it's
absolutely.
Lake is amazing. You can put everything there. So, yeah, a lot of space, a lot of nice nature. So, definitely we'll use the places again.
So it just amazing. And yeah, like I said, anytime I visit the neighborhood, it's like wow. And I know it was I know recently the owner of Time Warp's Comics, passed away, and it was a big shock. And
It was devastating.
yeah, it really was. And I want to get down there. I want to film something for them, because they're continuing the store. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because most stores would buckle under.
I mean, I attribute a lot of my creativity to my RPG gaming history, and a lot of that was fostered by Dave Bauer, who owned Time Warp Comics and Games, and I pretty much grew up there.
Yeah.
So it's very near and dear to my heart.
So I brought it up for two reasons. One, I do still want to do the little something and go over there and film something, and at the same time, I was wondering, would this be one of the locations you'll be using, as time moves forward?
Down the line, absolutely.
That's what I thought.
Absolutely. And it's under new ownership and management now,
Mm-hmm.
and the guys and girls that work there now, and the new owner realizes and appreciates the legacy
Right.
of the place, and are super respectful, and very happy that it's one continuing and under careful, heartful hands.
Yeah, because the way comic stores have turned into now, they're community stores. Especially those that have been around longer. Because a lot of comic stores are not around that long anymore. But especially the older ones that have been around for a long time, and they've fostered that community. It's turned into a whole totally different thing. Because comic stores aren't what they used to be. It used to be a comic store. Now comic stores have to be this community center where everything happens. And I'm happy to hear that.
Go there for your comic books. There's your Pokemon, your Magic the Gathering, your Warhammer 40K, your Dungeons and Dragons, your board game community. It is a community center for for us nerds and geeks that are into that stuff. It's definitely evolved for the betterment. I mean, it's amazing. You can go in, Time Warp on a Sunday and it's board game day. You can go in on a Thursday and it's like Warhammer 40K, or on Tuesday they're showcasing whatever new Star Wars game is out, etc. And every Wednesday is still New Comic Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the fun of that's the fun of this show, because I still buy comics, but I don't go as often. But like those same conversations I have in the stores, I have on the show a lot of the time. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, our show, isn't this show just really an extension of our discussions about things that we're passionate about?
Yeah,
they used to take place at the stores mostly.
And there's not as many people. I mean, you could talk to the owner. It's rare to get into conversation these days. So it's different.
That's what it used to be.
Well, like back in the day, we were there every week and we were arguing about Superman versus this guy or that. It was fun, man.
So like we say, we are missing the 80s.
No, yeah.
Yeah, because the old days, you sit in that comic store and all these people would just show up, and you'd have these great conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now if you get a couple people to show up, you're like, oh, okay, I can talk to you. I can talk to you.
Everybody should stop by Time Warp Comics and Games in Cedar Grove, because it is a more robust community, and it's reflected in that from Dave's original vision and Gene Cahill's original vision, and throughout its entire decades of being there.
And if somebody want to move to Cedar Grove, call me. Because cool community, cool place to live.
If you guys want a great place to live, you should go check out Eva, because it is beautiful over there. Yeah. It's amazing to me how beautiful it is.
But not only Cedar Grove, we are very happy because it is like Montclair.
Yeah.
We're near everything.
Yes, we are near.
It is near everything.
So yeah. So you enjoy the community, you enjoy the towns, quiet, nice towns, and good neighborhoods.
And good people.
Exactly. As you can tell. And I feel like even though it's a horror movie, you can tell all this in the movie.
Yeah. This is especially good people horror movie. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it is not Cedar Grove, it is Grove. So it
Yeah,
is
the Grove.
different town.
Rob, I know we talked about it before, but I know that I can tell there's a huge influence from D&D in your writing for this horror movie. You know, and it's a beautiful love letter to actual D&D. And it's funny for me. I know some people out there going, "What do you mean horror movie D&D?" Come on, we all know that. Especially those of us who played, that we end up playing horror movies half the time we're in D&D. Yeah, you know, some GM is gonna put you somewhere and try to scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, you're afraid you're gonna die.
Exactly.
Your character's gonna die.
So, you know, I like talking on the Written Read a lot about how D&D has influenced my writing style. You know, I know it's the same thing with you, Rob. I can tell that D&D has influenced you immensely when it comes to writing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think, you know, I've said it before. I think role-playing games are the best creative exercise for world building and character development and script development, because that is essentially what D&D is in any RPG.
But I think also is the time when we when we were kids, we didn't have so many toys. Yes, you have to create from nothing something and play, occupy yourself for hours. So your imagination was always working.
I can completely agree with that. And it's funny, Rob, that for a long time I had trouble trying to explain to new people who would come to me going, I want to write, Ralph. And then I found a way to explain it, and it's exactly what you said. Especially when you start D&D, you start creating your own character. You build your own character. You flesh out this character. And then as you move on in the game, you become DM. You start to work in somebody else's sandbox, and work the story through that sandbox. And then finally, when you're finding your place, you homebrew your game. You create your own game, and now you're becoming this creator who's showing this world that you've created through all the processes you went through. And I feel like that's the writer's process right there. And when I explained it to somebody who does RPGs, they were like, "Oh my God, Ralph, thank you. That's the process there. That's what I wanted to." Yeah, but it took me forever to figure that out. Yeah, but it is. And I'm trying to figure out another way to explain it to other people.
It's a little further away, but someone has a Dungeons and Dragons character that has also inspired 3 fantasy books that are on the pile of things to do and stuff.
And also it was drawing.
And it was again a drawing that led to a children's book that led to a 3-arc, fantasy series I would love to make into movies someday.
Yeah, but that
centered around a character that she made and played.
But we have the problem right now. We have to get the cheaper movies for beginners because you cannot afford all that special effects that you need in some of them. Just you need it, so you cannot cheat on this. So it's why we cannot go to this part. We need to go a little bit
practical effects and horror movie.
Yeah,
dude, yeah, it has to get done. Come on, folks, support this, and we can get to that. Come on,
yes,
what are you waiting for? Oh my God, yeah, I feel like we're in an age now where this stuff is possible, because before, what we're doing now would have meant finding somebody to bank this or bankroll all this. Now it's possible. Even doing it on a minimal level, you can get it done. Of course, we want to get it done in a more creative and bigger level. But now I feel like there's a point where you can film this in a certain way, get it done, and put it out there. But of course, it's always better to get the help of the community to get these things done.
Yeah, it pushes it to the next level and gets it ever so closer to your vision of it within your mind when you first created it.
Because the creature actually was looking different totally on the beginning, because we have a couple of crazy.
She had a tail.
Yeah, she has a tail.
She had like a bony wing structure.
Yes.
She had horns.
Yeah, but
budget-wise,
but we
she lost some of that.
Yeah.
Now in the sequel,
maybe. Yeah.
There you go, man. And that's what you keep
But
building
can
on it.
see
It becomes
actually
better.
on my Facebook page those first sketches.
initial concept.
Yeah, but yeah, we have the cool ideas. But what you gonna do? You have to be on some realistic level.
But that's the whole thing. Sometimes, the most creative things happens because, especially like, that's how old Hollywood used to be. They had all these they had all these limitations, and that made them be more creative.
Exactly, and maybe the story is more developed because of that.
Yeah,
yes?
the creative challenges are exciting,
Yeah.
actually, and it's fun to problem solve it, even right on set and everything.
Yeah, we added a couple of scenes already. They were not in the script, but we want to do this. And right away, everybody is handy. People have an idea how to shoot this scene should look. So,
There you go. That's one of the original drawings when she had the horns.
Yep.
And the tail too.
You just has a glimpse of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
There you
I
go.
wish
There's the
that,
tail.
I wish that some of the studios that have all the money in the world would kind of realize where and when you need to spend it. I mean, it's like Indiana Jones cost $300 million. For what, man? You could do it with a whip. For what? What are you spending money on? For what? $300 million? Wow. And they're doing a new Daredevil series. Like in the old Daredevil series, they had people doing stunts. They're like, no, we're gonna do it all CGI, but it looks better with actual people.
Yeah.
So we would like to have a joint,
Yeah, because I think the best mix is a mix of practical effects.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it depends what it's for too. Like, you mentioned Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right.
One scene always comes to mind when Indiana Jones is fighting that big shirtless German guy.
Yeah.
And they have that fist fight. And that fist fight is not, no martial art fanciness or anything.
Mm-mm.
It's just super practical, visceral, and amazing sound design. Like you feel and hear every punch. And oh my gosh, when he knocks Indiana Jones down and Indiana Jones gets up and finally really swings into him, he's like, rah, rah. Like you feel that moment. You can't get that with CGI. So there are some things where practical effects will always have their place. But we would like to level up to get to do more CGI.
Because you feel
because we don't want those limits.
Yes, we don't want to limit it. And we are also, I am never happy with anything. So I'm surprised that
the movie is getting done.
Yes, because I don't. We should change it. Even the last minute some stuff, we have to change it because I cannot stand it, and it's kind of problematic.
I think it's great. It's a good working dynamic and balance because I always have the big picture and just want to get it done, and she wants it done right and to the detail, and it's a good balance, even though we might fight.
That is a good balance because that means that you're going to go at a better pace.
Yeah, and actually, we have a bike scene, and we entire road there fight.
Yes.
So.
But then when it was time for action, everything was good. It was great, and it came out better because of all.
But we have to because it's no way.
Part of our process.
Yeah.
I think every movie is a miracle that it gets done. Like when you hear everything.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what's that famous quote? No movie's ever finished. They're all abandoned because you either run out of time or money or both. And
probably that will happen with us.
Hopefully we won't run out of money too soon. So please consider contributing to our Indiegogo.
And that's why we're here asking you guys for money because we don't want that money to run out. We want to finish this movie.
You ever watch that series the movies that made us on Netflix? It's every single episode there's problems. Every single episode there not be one movie that just nothing went wrong. Everything's perfect. No, every single.
I don't think so because you know what? even
Yeah.
our scene in the car, we were freaking out because I saw his arm, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, do something!" Because he was laying down somewhere, yes,
In the back seat.
and
Yeah.
trying to get them, and sometimes give them the
Direction.
the direction of dialogue if they forgot, and you see something, and you are like, "Oh my gosh!" And the things, action.
Oh,
That was the worst. After that, you're trying to see the,
we've been
movie.
editing some stuff, and there's a lot of me giving direction, but it'll be like in the middle of a scene all of a sudden. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't use that take. I gotta do another take. She's like, wait, I hear you. You're saying and action. Terrible drinking game.
Yeah.
We'd be dead by now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. It's funny because I'm thinking back and go, I don't remember any of that when we were doing.
I don't know whether, yeah, but actually there was plenty of it, and when we right now trying to, wait a second, I hear something, and we have Alex Mendelson.
Yeah.
He's doing music to the movie, so
Super talented
super
composer.
talented guy,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, amazing work ethic. Hey, I know we talked about this months ago to do this project, but you have like less than 2 weeks. Can you make the whole soundtrack?
Yeah, and
It's getting done. It's
He's
gonna be
working on
done.
it, so yeah, I think we get it there, especially with music.
Oh my God, yeah. I completely agree. It's always amazing to me. We've done enough projects for you. You sit there and you go, this is never coming. It's gonna see the light.
So we will have a first like the pre-premiere in CWB
Yeah, in October.
in October.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's one of the perks on Indiegogo.
There you go, folks. We got the nice premiere. You can do a nice little perk. You can be the rest. We're there with all of us, watching the movie, enjoying the movie, and getting scared. Oh man, folks, this is a great movie. I'm gonna keep pushing it. You're gonna get tired of seeing us. We're gonna keep pushing the movie out there so you guys can all see this. Support if you want to ever to support a movie, here's your chance to do it. I know Tony's done it before with yeah, he's actually helped out a movie come to being, and he's proud of it.
So it was Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls by Andrew Bowser. He's it got into Sundance, which shocked the heck out of all of us. So he shot me around. My name's in the credits, so yeah. So
Awesome.
we're like 1 million backers, but it's in there.
We have room.
Yeah.
So we have room in the credits for it.
Yeah.
Wink, hint, 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 hint. We'd love to make it past the halfway mark by tomorrow.
I think we'll be there. I think we shall be there. Come on, folks, just get it done. Get her done.
Yeah.
And thank you.
So they're gonna want to find all this stuff, especially we got the Indiegogo. Where can they find you and all the good information that they need to follow this movie?
On Facebook, Robert Longo. On Facebook, 2121 Productions. Eva Mroz.
All
On
actors.
Facebook, all the different actors we tag. Snap, Zoom, Click on Instagram. Probably down the line at some point, I'm gonna have to make like the Grove website.
I had a feeling you would, yeah.
Yeah, it's on my list to do, and I should do it sooner rather than later.
Definitely, before somebody goes, hey.
No, don't even say that. They're listening.
You know how fans get.
Although I'd be happy to have a fan, any super fans like that. I love that. That's great. It's a good problem.
I did it first.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, it's been a pleasure with this. The energy on set is amazing. I can't wait to see the finished product. And hopefully, folks, if you help us out, you will see the finished product pretty quickly, especially because we want to get this done by October. But you're going to get this done no matter what. But if you guys help us out, it'll be done better.
Yep, absolutely. It could be closer to our vision and what we plan. So,
And then you're going to start planning on hitting the convention circuit for the horror movies, or is there any convention?
Yeah, there's the New Jersey HorrorCon in
Mhm.
September. I think we're gonna try to get a table and be there for it. We'll see. You know.
And of course, I've sent you a couple of them that you might want to check out, and I'll remind you of a couple that you might want to check out.
Please do, because I just got to get through these next 16 days of the Indiegogo campaign, and then I can move on to the convention part.
Of course, here we go from It Came From the Radio. I don't know if you were asked this. Does the strike play a factor in making an indie film? That's a good question.
Oh my gosh, so that's a great question. I even had that conversation today because somebody asked if the movie was SAG eligible because they, and technically it could have been SAG eligible because we did, we are paying everybody, cast and crew. We're paying, lower competitive indie rates,
right?
But because we wrote it we wrote it before the writers' strike, and while it is registered with the Writers Guild of America, I'm not a card holder of the guild, so the strike has not affected us. And in a way, and this is however you look at it, terrible or good, if you're an indie filmmaker right now and you don't do union stuff, everybody's going to be much more hungry to be in your thing because of the strike, and the strike is probably going to go on for a while. And the writers, the actors, the grips, everybody deserves what they're asking for, and I hope they get it.
I completely agree, and I thought this would be done really quick, especially because the last time that the strike happened, they lost a lot of money, and a lot was lost. So I thought this was going to be handled really quick, but they're really dragging their feet on this one.
I mean, this is I think a more important battle.
Yes, it
for writers, because there's a lot of things about AI and for actors also that is within this strike and what they're talking about, and they really do need to iron it out and get a big win for it that's going to carry those careers forward for the next decade or so. And if it's not solved, it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, completely agree. And if they don't solve it soon, that means that we're going to start seeing the effects of it on.
I would have to say, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I don't have enough money to bet, that the strike is going to go on for a while.
Yeah, I feel it too.
And we will, in content-wise, we will feel that also.
Nathan's like, "Hi, Mark."
Thanks for that question, Mark. Much appreciated.
Yeah, Mark Torres from the Came From the Radio. Fantastic guys. You should go check them out over there. He does a lot of great things. We had a lot of fun with him this weekend at EternalCon. That was
comic book creator.
Mark and Torres. Comic book creator. Oh, speaking of which, on the 19th, which is next Wednesday, at Royal Collectibles, Mark Torres will be signing his book next week at Royal Collectibles. So if you want to go buy his book and you haven't had a chance to buy it, go check him out next week at the Royal Collectibles. He'll be signing. If you haven't seen the book, go check it out. Oh my God. Rob, I'm happy you guys showed up. It's been a great conversation. We've gone all over the place with it, but that's life, and that's entertainment.
We covered it. I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, of course.
Thank you.
Anytime. You can come anytime, hang out, geek out, talk movies, talk comics, talk D&D. It's all open.
You know where to find me.
Exactly.
We're available.
Yep.
All right, folks. Make sure you support the husband on Indiegogo. Of course, we have a couple other people who are working on projects as we speak. We have our friend Ben Goldsmith, who's been working on the Book of Dave, which is an event of what happens when God doesn't show up. When the end of the world's supposed to happen, God doesn't show up. So in this book, Dave is God, and Dave doesn't show up. So what do you do after that? Go check it out. It's he's at 2,577. He's funded. Fantastic. 69 backers, 33 hours to go still, so you can support this. You can move this. Let's try to get them over to 3,000. Come on, folks. It's a great idea. It's a great book. Go check it out. And of course, you all know that we're working here with the Story Engine deck, and we've done a little pull with the Story Engine, and we're working on a story from that pull. If you guys want to participate, I will raid the Bitten Apple TV vault, and you guys will get something nice from the vault if you win that which you put in. Exactly. And I tend to keep all this vault stuff, so if you really want it, maybe I'll give it to you. And of course, let's show it off again. Exactly what the pull was. Here we go.
Okay, we are going to pull a Lore Masters deck prompt for an upcoming live stream. So here we go. You are going to create a Legion, and the Legion is trying to reclaim or restore a significant or sacred location. That location is a Colosseum. All right, a Legion trying to restore or reclaim a significant or sacred Colosseum. And this Legion believes they are above or beyond the law. And they are master trainers of a creature. That creature is... Yeah, I think I'm going to go with dinosaur. Yeah, we're going to go with dinosaur. So you can choose which dinosaur, but they are dinosaur trainers, and that's sort of part of their army. And they're known for charitable work. There we go. All right, that is our prompt. Legion, with an agenda to reclaim or restore a significant or sacred location, which is a Colosseum. They believe they are above the rule of law. They are known for charitable work, and they are master trainers of some kind of dinosaur, your pick. And that's what you can work with. Thank you.
There you go, folks. Of course, we all know that the Story Engine deck, as we were talking earlier in the show, sometimes you need a push to tell your story, and this is a great word prompt. This is the beginning, which is what the story is. As you can see there, the lore deck actually helps you get your lore together and continue the story on which you're writing. So there you have it, folks. Do yourself a favor. Throw your story in. We'll save the story. We'll read the story. We'll show the story. And if we like the story the most, you might win something from the vault. And believe me, there's a bunch of stuff in there. And you might want to know some of the stuff that's in there, like certain things that I was just talking about. Let's see, I think that is everything. Oh, no, of course. We also have, since we're showing off a lot of creative things today, this weekend on Saturday, there's a showing for Soulmates Not Found. It's a project that is an experimental project of theater going. If you guys want to go check it out, here it is. It's a lot of fun. I've done a couple of things with this group, and it's always fun to see what they're putting together. This one's called Soulmates Not Found. And do yourself a favor, go check this out. I'll put the link in the comment section there below, and you guys can go check it out yourself. And they're asking for a donation. The donation is about $35, but they're leaving it up to you to see what you decide and what you pay in it. And I got to tell you guys, these projects they do are always a lot of fun. So do yourself a favor, go do something fun this weekend. Go support the arts. And of course, we can't say enough about you going to support the Indiegogo of the husband. Because this is what we're here for today, folks. And that's what you guys should be doing right now. Go support the Indiegogo. You're going to be tired of hearing me say this because I'm going to keep pushing it. So do it now.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys.
You watch movie.
Exactly. You can watch the movie with us. Be there at the premiere. Have a lot of fun with a horror movie. Meet the monster.
Meet the monster.
Yeah.
Which one?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think I know someone in that movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. You may know a lot of people in that movie. And folks, yeah, a special Cadma might show up in the movie. You know, we're always trying to catch her. Maybe you can catch her in this movie. Which I'm wondering
Be a
what.
recurring character in the Horrorverse, the Grove itself. Who knows?
Hey, yes. Wait till you see her, or not see her. I don't know. Tony, Nat, anything else?
Let's see. I put up my pictures for the Eternal Con.
Yeah, I just saw them.
Up today. I saw some up there a couple hours ago. I don't know how it's. Usually I'll post on my page and I'll share it to Bait and Apple because I usually have problems. But I did it on Bait and Apple. It worked. But I don't know. It worked. Yeah. At first I got 12 views, and then I checked it later. It had 0 views. So I guess
Dude, I
guess
don't know
there was a
why.
Thanos going on. Or something. I don't know. I give up.
I don't get it either. Don't worry about it. I feel like social media goes, maybe you got, maybe you don't got. Then somebody tells you, I saw it, and you're like, where did you see it? Because it says nobody saw it.
How did you go from 12 to 0 though? That's
we've gone from higher to 0. So
I give up.
all right, Mr. Nat, anything else besides what you're showing behind you?
Things having internet troubles.
Folks, if you're always paying attention, you can see behind Mr. Nat back there, things will pop up. You should go check out those beautiful things that pop up. And of course, we had a lot of fun at Eternal Con. I still have footage up the wazoo. I keep posting it up, and I'm trying something new. Let me know if you guys like it. I've been posting little snippets that I do when we're there, that I film, and I've been adding music to them. If you like them, let me know, and I'll keep putting them up. I have a lot of people from, and it goes way back, so you might see things like Rob Longo at Garden State Comic Fest. All right, folks, that is everything we have today. Make sure you go support the husband on Indiegogo. And of course, have a great night. Get some horror going. Get the blood flowing. Get some fun going. Get creative. And of course, I'll do what I always do on this show. I'll press the button, and